Hey you guys, this is Coach Andrea and welcome to Products Behind the Scene. Today I'm excited because I want to share with you a question that I wish people would ask me. The number one question I would love to answer for my followers is, Coach, how did you get so much done? But the context to me wanting you to ask that question comes from the fact that when I started in childcare, I went from one family location that was 700 square feet to a group home where I had two locations running at the same time. Then I went from two locations to my larger center that was 4,500 square feet. And then I went from that to running my nanny agency, running my group center, and running my childcare program. So I condensed that down to my nanny agency and then my childcare program. Established that, and then I duplicated again and opened up another childcare program, all while creating additional products. So during this time, I think I created about 20 additional products. I was coaching childcare business owners, traveling around the world, hosting no less than 3 tour stops every single year, managing my childcare program, and things were going well. And then one day I had this aha moment of saying, okay, how do I stay on top of everything that's happening in my business? Because I still want my childcare company to be excellent, and I still want to scale and leverage my time and my skills and ability. And so that's when I decided to create a formula to follow. So there's no hidden success secret behind what I do other than me following a system and being determined to stick with it. So I'm going to walk you through this product behind the scenes real quick so that you can see the power of this tool and how it assisted me. The first section is my contact list. I knew that I would run across people a lot and I wanted to remember who my contacts were, so I added that. This next section was my password section because I was moving from center to center. I wanted to have a place where I could write. I knew I could put it in my phone, but if I had one place that I put everything, that's why I put that there. The next was I wanted to have a mindset shift of writing down my goals. And so what I do is I write down my goals every single day. And so I created like this goals list where I could write down over 100 things that I wanted to accomplish. Next, I am a visionary person. I have lots of ideas that come across my mind. So what I needed was a let it out section. So what I did was I created some let it out pages in my planner so I could take what was on my mind about my childcare business, about logos, brands, anything that I saw. I could take it from my mind and put it on paper. Sometimes it's good for me to just see things and not just go right into action, but to really see it. And then I wanted to have a weekly breakdown. My weekly breakdown consisted of this clarity section where I could just get clear about what I experienced this week and what I needed to make adjustments for. So I have areas for my office, financial, staffing, my building, business growth, marketing, and idea planning because I am a visionary. Ideas come to me all the time, and things that I need to get done, I make a list of it here that's a part of my childcare program so that I can have a place of clarity and get things out of my head onto paper. Planning like this each week helped me break down my week at a glance. So I didn't have to go into details on how I was going to do certain things, but I made sure that I attended to the number one areas that were most important for me. Then I also made sure that I was a reader, okay? And so for me, when I read, I take notes, especially if I'm doing something intentional and I'm building out one of my parts of my business. So if I'm in my coaching program and I'm reading something, or I'm preparing a coaching session for one of my clients, I would take and put my stickies here, and I would write down what I read from the book, the things I will do, the places I will go, and how I feel. And that for me was a lot of clarity because it wasn't a lot of people that I trusted with my thoughts and I trusted with how I was feeling about my business. So a lot of times me having this space to write that down was important. And then because I had a prayer life, I would spend like quiet time in the morning before just getting real busy in my day and just writing down my prayers for the day, my scriptures, and my quiet time thoughts. And then eventually I just created a whole prayer journal so all I could do is just document my prayers and keep up with my prayers. And then I learned how to do a calendar system, which is here. I learned how to do a weekly calendar system at a glance, like what I'm going to do for the morning, the evening, and at night. And that was a way for me to not feel as if I wasn't meeting my goals because I setting times by them, but for me to feel like, okay, as long as I get this done during the morning, as long as I get this done in the afternoon, as long as I get this done at night, I'm pretty good. And so that's how I was able to flow with my morning, afternoon, and night calendar. And so then after that, I started working on goals for my office, and I started working on goals for my business. And so I didn't do this type of planning in my childcare program. I would do this type of planning when I was home, and I typically would do something each day in my planner, okay? And that was because of my mindset. I was on a different journey than a lot of people are willing to submit to, but I was willing to submit to the journey of what did I do to make this happen. That is why I was able to create so many proven systems, because I didn't let a day go by without me focusing in on what did I do for my business to be successful? Why did that work? And so I always set office goals when I went into my business, and these office goals helped me to go through the process of thinking about what systems I need to create in my business the next day. This is why I have systems that operate my program like a corporate office and a franchise, because I was thinking like that. Now, because I was over so many different operations, my childcare programs, my group centers, my after school program, transportation, my nanny agency, and traveling and coaching, I created a workflow for my week. And so that way I had trigger systems to keep me abreast as to what I needed to do each week. And so many of you are hindered because you don't follow a trigger system. You go into your business and whatever happened, you just go with the flow. If that works for you, that's for you. But for me, I wanted to have multiple locations. I wanted structure. I wanted excellence. And I didn't want to feel like I was not the CEO. I wanted to feel like I was the CEO and people were following my systems to help me accomplish my financial goals. All right. And then I have my management planning section where there's an electronic download for this. And so this electronic download comes with your planner, and I use this type of system every week so that before I go into my office, I kind of hit everything that I'm going to work with my management team on. So this was like a management planning section, not for what I want to do in my business, but what I want for my team, my management team, to do in my business. And so I was able to do that. And one thing about this planning system is that I didn't use every section every day. I just was able to go and reference what needed to have my attention and what needed my focus that day or that week, because I had these sections. And whenever I did my marketing, and guys, let me tell you, this is a game changer, because if you keep up with your KPIs, then you know what your key performance indicators are. And that's what I did here. I was able to create my marketing message, my marketing ideas, what I was going to do on all my different platforms, and what I wanted to increase my enrollment by. All right, and then we have like a huge segment marketing section so that you can really just walk through a plan of what month, what you're gonna do, how, what's your focus, your client. And so that really helped me to break that down with the segment marketing plan. And then another area for me was just tracking money. I'm a big money spender. And so I'm a faith walker. So if it's something that I believe I want to get done, I make it happen. So I started creating a process to track my money and a process of how I spent money. So that was a part of it. And then another exceptional area that I did daily was the morning and evening routine. And so this routine was to make sure that I was tracking my success. And so it was like, okay, what did I achieve? What was the affirmation? What was my accountability? Did I grow my business? Did I increase my staff? What was the list of things I wanted to do? So it's like a one-pager. I get that one-pager done in the morning to get my mind ready for what I'm going to do. And I had to protect my day. Just like you talk about protecting your energy, you got to protect your day. And then at night, sometimes I did nighttime and sometimes I didn't, where I would just write down how my night, what a reflection from my day. If I didn't do it on that portion, that didn't mean that I was not planning. It was just that I was planning in the areas where it meant more for me. And then I went over my staff and leadership goals. And so it's so important that you have a place to plan what you want for your staff and your leadership team. And you get 5 weeks of that. And then when there's a task that didn't get done in my organization, I just reassigned it, or I went back through my weekly task management system where I could assign tasks that didn't get done. I could assign those tasks to the people that I could delegate those roles to. And then one of the things that I made a habit in my business was to meet with my plan. So I have a morning meeting plan so that I can plan out what I'm going to talk to my team about before I meet with them. And this is mainly like my management and leadership team. So this was, really helpful for me when I didn't go in depth with my management plan. I could just quickly follow an agenda that kept my management team connected with me because I had more than one location. And then also while I'm home on the weekends, I will plan out my staff meeting agenda. And the reason being is because we met based on a calendar system. And so it wasn't on an as needed basis, but on a calendar system. So that's in there. Next, I went on ahead and I combined my staff quarterly agenda to this planner so that I can have an all-in-one system. And so I set curriculum layout for my program with goals for my childcare program. And then I have my lesson plan. I'm sorry, my activity list. Let me not pass this. I have my activity listing here so I can plan out, what's going on in the centers that we're adding, need to take away, or we're focusing in on. And then we have our lesson plan tracker. All right, and so with our lesson plan tracker, here you go. They were able to track and follow my plan that I have for my business. And I think that was that. That was it. Let me make sure I don't have anything else. Oh, yep. And then I have a planner legend, which this planner legend is like when I'm doing my calendar, if I just want to use my stickers, and I could just place that and know what that meant. But for me, this was a very important tool to carry with me because it just kept up with everything that I had to plan for as a CEO in my company. And this is my success secret. It was an all-in-one planner for me being specifically in the childcare industry. So it took me outside of just planning for my meals or tracking attendance or grading papers and doing lesson plans. It really helped me have a foundation that I could follow so I could manage my program. Well, all right, this video has gone over 10 times longer than I wanted it to. I was trying to get it in 2 minutes and that didn't happen, obviously. So if you made it to the end, then guess what? I want to make sure that you get a special rate, like 50% off, just because you made it all the way to the end. And so to capture the 50% off, the first thing I want you to do is to go to workwithcoachandrea.com and book a session. The reason why I want you to book a session is because I want you to tell me what areas of your business you need help with managing. And then if this is a tool that I think will work best for you, I will give you a 50% off code right then, and you can get 50% off this. So pretty much you're getting it for the cost of what it takes for me to print it, because this is not a cheap planner. This is very expensive, okay? And so yep, you could get it 50% off. I just want to get as many of you all using this tool as fast as possible. So you could go to workwithcoachandrea.com, book a free 15-minute session. Let's go over why you need help, what's your biggest challenge in the areas that you want to improve your management skills at. If this tool works for you, I'm going to be honest with you, then I'll give you 50% off. Well, all right. Thanks you guys so much for staying on to the end. Talk to you soon. Bye, you guys.